Good morning, Year 4. Happy Friday to you. I hope you've had a really good week. We are going to do our last English lesson for the week. And as we've done every day this week, we are going to get ourselves moving just by doing a minute or so of movement. So jump up, everybody, and follow me. Okay, so we'll start by stretching right up and round and down. Right up, round and down. Do that a couple more times. Really reach up high and then bend down, reach up high and then all the way down. Okay, so now what I want you to do, just put your opposite hand to opposite knee, okay, and spin the top part of your body around as you're doing that. Okay, there we go. And now if you can, add a bit more energy, jump and get those arms going up and round. Okay. Right. Then I want you to crouch down and jump up. Crouch down, jump up to big star, big star, big star, big star, and then fling your body, flop it around in direction and freeze. Okay, we are ready to sit down and get started. Okay. Okay, so today it's Friday the 15th of January, we are going to be constructing paragraphs around a theme. And I'll explain, basically we're going to be writing a paragraph about the Maladao. Now, before we start, don't forget, we need to be looking out for Monty. He's in a pretty good hiding place today. So you just see throughout the lesson if you can spot him at all, and I'll help you a little bit more towards the end if you haven't managed to see where he is. So just pause the video and write down the date and Walt. Beautiful handwriting, please, and keep going with underlining the date and Walt. Okay. First thing I'd like you to do, there are some sentences here. Now, this is sort of a handwriting practice as well, but I would like you to write down each of those sentences and try and add in the correct capital letters, correct full stops, and the speech punctuation. Now, just a reminder, we did this before Christmas. When you are adding in inverted commas, that's your speech marks, they go around the parts of the sentence that are being spoken. And before you use the closing speech mark, remember you need to have a comma, an exclamation mark, or a question mark before the closing speech mark. Okay, so have a little try at those. I'll read the sentences and then you can pause the video and work at those at your own time. It's getting late, moaned James. What are you doing over there? Asked Mrs. Bevins. The policeman shouted, come back. In July, I'm going to Birmingham, whispered Bella. So just remember all the rules for writing speech. Speech marks around the spoken words, question mark, comma, or exclamation mark before the closing speech marks, capital letters for people's names, and full stops at the end, and obviously capital letters at the start of your sentence. Okay. Pause your video then and have a go at that. Right, so let's have a little look at the answers. Hopefully you've done beautiful, neat, joined up handwriting as well. There is the first one. So I hope you put your inverted commas around the it's getting late, moaned James with a capital letter and a full stop. And notice that I've put my comma before the closing speech mark. Remember the correct name for speech marks is inverted commas. Second one, what are you doing over there? Asked Mrs. Bevins. Now that is a question. So because it is a question, I put a question mark after what are you doing over there? The bit that Mrs. Bevins, me, is speaking is what are you doing over there? So that's the bit that needs the speech marks around it. And then Mrs. and Bevins needs capital letters because my name is I'm a proper noun, it's a person's name. And then obviously full stop at the end. Number 3, the policeman shouted, come back. So this bit is not the spoken words. The spoken words is the come back. So I've put a comma before the speech. I wonder if you remember to do that. Inverted commas around come back, but just before the last one, I put an exclamation mark because he's definitely going to be shouting, come back, to whoever he's shouting at. And the last one, in July, with a capital letter, I am going to Birmingham, whispered Bella. So Bella is the part that she is saying is this part. In July, I'm going to go to Birmingham. Birmingham has a capital letter as well. Speech marks around the part that's being spoken. In July, I'm going to go to Birmingham. And just before the closing inverted comma, we've got a comma. Okay, make sure your speech marks as well do sit at the top of the line, whereas a comma sits on the bottom line. Pat yourselves on the back, well done if you got all of those or most of those correct. Really, really well done. Okay, we are going to watch the Maladial, the marshmallow video again. And as we are going to watch it, what you will need to make sure you have got in front of you is this sheet here, which is the it's in the folder for today called The Creature. And there's lots of boxes to fill in. So I'm just going, it'd be an idea now to pause your screen and see if you can get hold of that so it's in front of you. Right, so now you've got that in front of you, we're going to watch the clip again. And as you're watching it, I want you to write down words to describe the Maladial under each heading. The Maladial is that green big creature that comes out. So you can think of words to describe his skin, his eyes, his ears, his mouth, his body, his tail, how he moves, what you think he might like and what he doesn't like, and any sounds that he might make. So as you go along, try and fill it in. You may want to watch it a couple of times. There's no pressure to get this all filled in the time that the clip is, because it is quite a short clip. So we'll watch that together again. Once I've managed to find it. Sorry, just 1 second. Okay, so here it is. Try and think all the different parts of the Maladial we could describe. He's about to pop up. There's his ears. What do they look like? What do you say about his eyes? Look at his eyes and his teeth, the skin. His mouth and his tail. Look at his tail there. And think about the way he moves. Makes me hungry, this clip. Think about what he likes. What does he seem to be liking rather a lot? Think about what he's like as a character as well. And how he changes. 1 minute he's happy and then he goes really fierce and scary. So what does he not like? The boys managed to escape. So we can see clearly what he really enjoys and then how he's going to feel again now. Okay, right. Just back to what I wanted to show you. So you've got that sheet in front of you. You've hopefully written lots of words to describe the Maladial under all those different headings. And now basically what we would like you to do is to write more descriptive sentences. We've been doing a lot of work on descriptive sentences this week and thinking about how we start our sentences and thinking about the adjectives we could include, okay? So what I'd like you to do, depending on which group you're in, is have a look at this. So if you're in Africa, I'd like you to write descriptive sentences to describe the Maladial. And the thing I really want you to try and include is conjunctions and, but, or because. So to make your sentences a little bit longer each time by adding those joining words. If you're in Asia, I again want you to write descriptive sentences to describe the Maladial, but as well as conjunctions, I'd like you to try and include some fronted adverbials. You might want to use some that you used the other day, or you might be able to think of some new ones that you could use. On top of his head. Okay, and the conjunctions I'd like you to try and use are and, but, because, so, while, and when. You don't have to use them all, but those are just the suggested ones I'd like you to try and include. And then Europe and the Americas, if you could try and write a paragraph about the Maladial, again, trying to use some fronted adverbials. Fronted adverbials could also include things like next, later, when he is eating marshmallows, comma, when he doesn't get marshmallows, comma, and you can tell us how he changes. And then I'd like you to try and use a range of conjunctions as well. And I've put there some other ones: because, while, when, however, and therefore. These are ones we've talked about in class before. So a short paragraph to describe the Maladial, but do just look at what I've asked each group to do and try and include in your writing those things. Obviously, like with all these things, if this is not one that you have to send back into us, but if you would like us to look at it, we're always pleased to see your written work. And again, with all that you're doing, I know it's hard when you're at home. You haven't got myself or Miss Morton standing over your shoulder telling you to do this and improve this, but really think about spellings and your presentation. Okay, we did so much work on that last term, and we want you really to try and keep that going. Okay, right, it's our final Friday. It's my final week of talking to you this week. And have we spotted where Monty is, just before I leave you to do your writing? Has anyone spotted? Let's make the screen a bit bigger so you can just see. Can anyone see where he is hiding? Okay. Did anyone spot that our little friend Monty has managed to get himself inside an envelope? There he is. Okay. So thanks, Monty, for playing that game this week. You've been doing a good job of hiding, and it's been good fun trying to spot you. Okay, so just remember, it might be an idea to pause the video on that so you can remind yourself what you need to be doing. Happy writing, everybody, and have a really good weekend as well. Okay, bye.